Herzlich willkommen bei Story Studies. Hier lernst du Englisch mit spannenden Geschichten. Du siehst die Geschichte mit englischen und deutschen Untertiteln, damit du jedes Wort verstehst. Wenn du die Geschichte von Anfang an schauen möchtest, dann findest du den Link zu Kapitel 1 in der Beschreibung. Los geht's und viel Spaß!
Josie is at an office party turned team building exercise. She is standing with her back to Harlow, preparing herself for the fall. She's full of nervous energy, certain that her teammate won't catch her.
Everyone ready? Fall back into your partner's arms in 3, 2, 1.
Josie leans slightly backward, but her body won't let her fall.
Don't worry, I'll catch you.
Come on, Josie. You're the only one still standing.
She doesn't look around, but she can sense everyone staring at her. The pressure is immense.
Josie, take a breath and on the exhale, fall back. Trust me.
With no choice, she does exactly as Harlow tells her to. She inhales deeply and, on the exhale, she closes her eyes and lets herself fall backward. Each second feels like an eternity. But when she opens her eyes, she's not on the ground, but in Harlow's arms.
Don't look so surprised. I told you I would catch you.
Josie scrambles upward, feeling uncomfortable to be this close to the person who turned her dream job into a nightmare.
Wonderful job, everybody. Now switch.
Harlow stands in front of Josie and puts her arms out wide.
3, 2, 1. Fall!
Harlow falls backward without an ounce of hesitation, but Josie is so in her head that she almost doesn't catch her. She scrambles forward and grabs Harlow a mere foot from the ground.
Nice catch, teammate.
Great. Now that we've established trust between teammates, we're going to do a listening exercise. Sit back to back with your partner, with one person facing me and one facing towards the door.
Once everyone is seated, On passes a whiteboard and marker to the person facing the door. On their team, that is Harlow.
I'm going to show the people facing me an image. They must describe the object using shapes, sizes, and textures, but cannot say what the image is. The other person must listen carefully and draw what they hear.
He holds up a very simple drawing of a cat's face. Josie looks at the image, wondering how best to describe it. Whatever she says, she's sure Harlow will find a way to twist it into something else. Instead of a cat, she'll probably draw a monster.
Start with a large circle. And then on the top sides of the circle, draw 2 triangles.
Got it?
In the top third of the circle, draw 2 small circles in the center. Just below that, draw a downwards facing triangle with 2 U-shapes coming out of the bottom.
Okay, keep going.
Then on each side, draw 3 lines facing slightly downwards.
It's a cat, right?
Yes.
She looks at the drawing. It's nearly identical to the one her boss showed her. She's surprised that Harlow was able to follow instructions from her so well with no complaint.
No peeking yet. Wait till everyone is done for comparisons.
Josie and Harlow return to sitting back to back. An awkward moment of silence passes until Harlow speaks.
I had a cat named Mr. Whiskers for a little while when I was a kid. I always wondered what happened to him.
How do you not know? Were you fostering him or something?
No, my dad bought him for me. But when my parents divorced, he took Mr. Whiskers and gave him to his new family.
That's awful. I'm sorry that happened.
It was a long time ago. But I've realized through my therapy that the past has a strange hold on the present. Bear with me for a moment, Josie. I want to say something to you while we're sitting here like this.
Okay, I'm listening.
Josie isn't exactly sure what Harlow is about to say, but she can sense that it's taking her a lot of courage to speak like this.
When I overheard you talking about me in the costume shop, I was angry and confused. That mean person you described couldn't have been me. And later on, when I realized the truth of your words, I was even angrier.
I'm sorry, Harlow. I didn't mean for you to hear me say that.
Wait, let me finish, please. I'm glad I overheard you. It pushed me to go to therapy. Through my sessions, I saw that I was treating you exactly how the lead artist had treated me when I was in your position. And so I want to sincerely apologize to you.
Thank you, Harlow. I'm sure that was difficult to say. I accept your apology.
They turn around to face each other. Josie looks at Harlow with new eyes. She's not the heartless critic she thought she was, but someone who has been hurt too.
Can we start this new year on a fresh slate?
She offers out her hand. Josie takes it.
Of course.
Across the city, Maya is pacing the length of her living room. She's put out all her landscape paintings on display as she's trying to decide which one she should ask her boss to display in the cafe. She picks up a painting and holds it up to her dog, Felix.
What do you think about this one? Is it worthy to be seen by the world?
Felix tilts his head in confusion. His black and white vision cannot take in the vivid, dreamy colors of her seascape.
You don't like it. I can tell.
Felix barks and runs to the door.
I'll take you for a walk just as soon as I decide. This is an important decision.
Felix slumps down as if he knows this will take a long time. He watches as Maya picks up each painting and inspects them closely.
I love the lighting in this one, but I've positioned the figure in it in an odd spot. While this portrait is so realistic, I hate the yellow background I've chosen.
A knock comes at the door. Felix jumps up with excitement.
Finally, he's here.
She opens the door and Finn walks in. His mouth drops open as he takes in the sight of Maya's many paintings.
Whoa, I didn't know you were like Picasso.
His style is early Cubism, while mine is Romanticism. Similar to what was painted in the 19th century. We're very different.
All those fancy words went over my head, but now that I'm taking a closer look, I can see how that was a bad comparison. You paint dramatic landscapes that seem like they have come out of a dream. I'm in awe.
Thanks, Finn. Now help me choose which one I should ask my boss to display in the cafe.
Finn shakes his head.
You can't ask him to display one.
What? I thought you said they were good.
They're amazing. That's why you should ask to display all of them. The cafe has the space for it. You could have your very own art show.
While Maya questions her talent with Finn, Nick is in the library questioning his own. He's working on yet another rewrite with Terrence.
Working for Empire of Shadows is seriously making me question my talent as a writer.
Terrence squeezes Nick's shoulder with empathy.
The problem is you're too great of a writer.
How does that make sense when I get so much negative feedback?
Because you're writing for the wrong audience. You should be making screenplays for heartfelt, independent films or inspiring space epics, not this soapy garbage. You should put yourself out there again. I bet you haven't applied for any other jobs since you got this gig.
How did you know?
Because I've done the same. I've let myself get into a slump. After all, this soapy garbage pays the bills. But no more. Last night, I sent out one of my screenplays to probably 100 people.
That's great, Terrence.
And now, I want you to do it. You must have some connections at this point that you could send one to.
Nick is about to say no when a name pops into his head.
Zoe. She's an independent filmmaker I met at Funktown Cafe.
Well, message this Zoe. What do you have to lose?
Nick is invigorated by Terrence's enthusiasm. He takes out his phone, scrolls down to her name, and begins typing out a message.